Last time I showed you that you can make your kid a birthday cake. This time, we're stepping it up. Salted caramel pretzel cake. Sweet, salty, and honestly, where have you seen this done before? This is what happens when you try again and realize you're more capable than you thought. What's up, my people? You pulled up hungry, and I kept it warm for you. I hope you wore something stretchy. And you're here now, so don't just peek in the kitchen. Pull up a chair. Now, this is still very much a real-life cake. Not bakery perfect, not fancy tools everywhere, just a solid cake with a little creativity and a lot of intention. So let's get into it, all right? Put that cake mix into the bowl, and we're adding pudding mix right along with it. That's one of the quiet upgrades that makes a box cake stop tasting like a box cake. Vanilla goes in next, and then your eggs. Now you'll see me crack one and the shell drops right into the batter. No drama, just scoop it out with another egg shell and keep it moving. It happens. Okay, then I'm cracking and suddenly I'm struggling here. Frozen egg. You see this? Frozen egg. Now what am I supposed to do with this? Let's just say sometimes the kitchen humbles you. Alright, but back to business. Finish cracking them eggs. Then your milk goes in instead of water. And this is where I'll say this. When you're using box cake, the difference between this is good and wait, who made this? Is how you treat that batter. Which means mixing it properly. So grab your mixer and really get in there. You're not just blending, you're making sure every bit of powder disappears. Because those little lumps, that's dry mix. And if you bake that in there, you'll cut the cake and you'll see little white spots and immediately you're going to be mad. You're going to feel regret, okay? It's not a good look for you. So mix until it's smooth, no shortcuts, okay? Now once that's done, set the batter aside and let's get our pans ready. Spray them down well, okay? Then for the parchment paper, you're going to put it right on top. This part matters. That parchment paper is what makes the cake removal easy later. And it keeps you from stressing when it's time to flip. Press it down, smooth it out, get it as even as you can, all right? Then after that, you're just going to do the same thing to the second pan. Now go ahead and pour your batter in each pan. All right, now take your time because you have two pans, okay? I like to pour slowly, then alternate between pans so they bake evenly, all right? Okay, and then make sure you're not overfilling the pans as well, because once you put them in that oven, they will rise and expand, okay? So you don't want that to overflow and then start burning the bottom of your oven. Okay, so now once you have both of your pans filled, give them a gentle tap as you see as I'm doing. Not aggressive, please. Just enough to level things out and pop any air bubbles. And into the oven they go. Now here's the thing. About 20 minutes in, I check on them and you'll see right away the tops are still jiggly. This means they're not ready. So instead of forcing it, slide the rack right back in and give it some more time. Carefully, okay? Now fast forward, we're back. Pull the rack out again, grab a wooden skewer and gently poke the center. No mush, no wet batter. That's how you know that they're done. Okay, so here's a tip that I learned that changed how I bake layer cakes. As soon as the cakes come out, while they're still warm, flip them upside down and give them a gentle pat. This flattens that dome on the top. No trimming, no wasted cake. It really works. Now, once they cooled completely, you flip them back over and look at that. Flat tops, ready to stack. Now go ahead and take that parchment paper off and put the first layer onto the cake stand. All right, so we can move to the filling. Now this caramel leche is thick, it's rich, and it's heavy. You could use it as is for a filling, but spreading it would be a workout for you, okay? So we're going to loosen it up with some Cool Whip, okay? We're going to just plop it right in there, and we're going to stir until it's creamy, smooth, and fluffy, okay? Go ahead. Keep on mixing. We ain't done yet. All that white needs to be all brown, okay? Think soft peanut butter texture, okay? Like this. That's what you're looking for. All right, now go ahead and spoon it out and start putting it on top of this cake. Now this filling is meant to be seen, okay? So don't be shy. Spread that entire bowl over that cake, nice and even. Letting each reach the edges, okay? Not sloppy, just confident, okay? Usually you would make a little dam, okay? But we're using this for the swirl, all right? So pack it on, spread it evenly, okay? Now that second layer goes right on top. Make sure the sides are even, press it gently, and let everything settle, okay? Because you don't want anything slipping. Now, we're going to use the extra filling around the sides to help hold this cake together. This is the structure, not so much decoration right now. All right? Now you know what's next. The first layer of icing. Now this is just the base, okay? It doesn't need to be perfect. Now you see that I'm holding the cake steady in it while I'm working around the sides, okay? Now we're going to cover this in the icing, and once it's covered, this cake goes into the fridge for about an hour until the icing is dry to the touch, okay? Now we come back for that second layer. That chill just makes everything easier. This is where you smooth things out, build coverage, and bring it all together. All right? So take your time with this. Have fun, but take your time. Now don't worry if the caramels are mixing together. Trust that process. It gives you a nice swirl between dark and light, and it all tastes great. So just smooth out the sides and use a regular flat spatula, okay? And you see here how much of a difference it makes. See how easier it is just to put the icing on? Once the icing is done, clean the stand because presentation matters, even at home. Okay, now let's get ready to decorate this cake. It's salted caramel pretzel cake, right? So now let's sprinkle on that salt. Okay, I sprinkle it across the top, and then I'm going to sprinkle it down the sides all around, as you can see here. And then, psych, nah. Psych, I'm only playing. It's sugar crystals, okay? They give you that salted pretzel look without actually ruining the cake, okay? Same effect, better outcome, all right? Now let's put those pretzels on. Real pretzels. Mini pretzels around the cake and caramel candies too. I cut the caramels in half so they sit flat and don't stick out awkwardly around the cake, okay? You can cut them as small or as big as you like, all right? Just balance, all right? I chose to cut them just in half and do it like this and just pop it on there. All right, we got the candles, a happy birthday topper, and here it is. All right, you did it. And I know what you're thinking. This cake must be super sweet. Not at all. It's actually the right amount of sweetness. And I will tell you, because I hate sweet stuff. You know what I'm saying? But this was just a right amount of sweetness, the right amount of saltiness. It was just perfect. Now, showing this, it just shows the layers. The soft cake, the tall caramel filling, clean slices, okay? I spin the plate so you can see all of it. Now go ahead and grab you a fork, okay? Because this is the real test right now. And every year, the birthday cake pairs with the birthday dinner, okay? No rules, no judgment. That's the tradition, okay? So this is what my son chose for his dinner. If you're wondering what I cook with, I drop my favorite tools in the description. The same ones I use right here in my kitchen, so you can vibe with me at home. Thank you for being a part of this. Next time, bring somebody with you. He got the dinner he wanted. I made sure the cake makes sense. If you like that, you're going to love what's next.